Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the cabin out here at St. Bernard Acres. This is Friday, May 30th. How y'all are? It's a rainy day once again. I got up about, 6 o'clock this morning, made some breakfast, had some coffee, thinking about what I wanted to do today, and lo and behold, it started raining. And it's going to rain all day and most of the night. So any plans I had outside, I'm not going to do. But I figured I could have a chat with you guys, Make some lunch. I'm going to make a couple grilled cheese sandwiches because I didn't go grocery shopping yesterday when I got here. I got out here late. I mentioned in the live stream last night, got a new job, so I had to do part of that yesterday. But I'll be working Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so I'm free Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to be out here, which is what I wanted. But yeah, I'm going to make some grilled cheese and have a discussion. We'll see what that's like. Got my 2-burner stovetop here. It works. Knife. There we go. I gotta use up this bread anyway. I bought it last weekend and didn't use as much as I thought. They go stale, so it'll work for grilled cheese. You know what I mean? This is not a cooking show. This is not a cooking video. Might have French toast this weekend too. I'll save it for that. But yeah, more about chatting with Joe. Get some cheese out here. I like cheese, let me tell you. And I like Velveeta original cheese. Get some butter for my bread. What I wanted to chat about was buying property. Buying land if you want to build a homestead or build a house on, just whatever. And it's out in the country. I know land is getting really expensive nowadays. And I haven't talked about it for a while. I got very lucky when I bought this. I'm very happy with this. But some of the things you have to take into consideration when looking for land and purchasing land is, availability of utilities, unless you want to go like way off grid. But you got to have water. You need a water source. If it's a well, spring-fed, whatever, look into that. See if you can do a well where you're going to buy the property. And another thing that I have learned lately that's very important and what I'm getting ready to do is a septic system. A home sewage treatment system. HT or HSTS. I'm getting ready to put mine in. But you have to do a Perc test. I had to do the Perc test. I had to get a soil scientist to come out here and do his thing, and he was $600. And then you have to go through the whole process of doing septics, because that is very highly regulated. And justifiably so, I might add. I like the idea of being out in the country and doing whatever you want. You don't have all these codes. You don't have all these permits. I don't have to do all of this kind of stuff. But I think it's extremely important to manage your sewage, your waste. You know, in this area, we happen to have a very high water table, right? I don't want my next door neighbor pooping and peeing all over the place and it possibly contaminating my groundwater, or building an outhouse and digging down to the water table. I just don't believe in that. I think, you know, it's expensive to get the septic system, but I'm not, you know, against it at all. I think everybody should. So I go through the channel. Now, I don't have to have a permit to build my house. I don't have any inspections on plumbing. I don't have any inspections on electricity, framing, building, nothing, right? But I have to get a permit and inspections on septic and a well if I put in a well. I've learned that there are some places that can't put in a typical septic system. They've got to go with an aerator system, which is very expensive to build and to maintain. And some just simply you can't put a septic on. Right? So you need to know those things before you buy the land. And in one of my live streams a couple weeks ago, we were all talking about it because I had got my, I'd passed the test and got my certificate to do a self-install on my system. And met with the county. We went over the finalized thing. And just yesterday morning, I got the actual permit to let me go to work. But in talking with her, you know, I found out a lot of these rules in places. Some places can't put in a septic system. They're just dead land. They won't let you. And so it was like, how do you know if the land you are about to buy is able to put in it, support a septic system? That's an important question. I'd hate to see somebody buy a plot of land to build a homestead on and say, nope, you can't do it. You cannot get a sewage system in here. There are incinerator toilets. There are different alternatives if the state allows it. They would allow me to put in an incinerator toilet, but there are regulations concerning that and how you have to dispose of the ash that's left over, you know, after the toilet does this thing. And you have to have a gray water system. Right? And in a gray water system, you can't put food scraps in it. It's really weird, some of the regulations. And like I said, I can live with it. I don't mind it because I want to be safe. But in the live stream, right, one of the guys that joined us on the live stream, Arkansas Prepper, came up with something, which I thought was brilliant. Now, in my research of doing the septic and all I got to learn and everything, I've watched a ton of videos on septic systems and Perc tests and systems that people bought and it failed and they couldn't do it. But Arkansas Prepper said the way he did his, I think it's the way he did his, but whether he did it or not, it's a perfect way to do it. You find a piece of land that you want. You make an arrangement. The price is right. The land is right. You like everything about it. But you don't know about a Perc test. So his thing was the realtor pays for the Perc test. If it passes, then you pay the realtor for the Perc test when you close on the house, on the property. Right? So if the realtor or the seller wants to sell the property, they will pay for the Perc test based on the fact that if it passes and you buy the property, you reimburse them for what they paid to have that test done, which I thought was an absolutely brilliant plan. I'd never heard that, and I wanted to share that because, oh my gosh, that was just such an awesome idea. Okay, it's finally starting to cook. This pan, over time, I got to do something different, has kind of warped, and it goes up kind of concave. And these Chinese stovetop burners are not the best in the world. But I wanted to mention that to people looking for property, and you know, some of the things you got to look for when you're looking for property. Especially now, as expensive as it is becoming, and as hard as it is to find. It's getting difficult to find property even, let alone find affordable property. But that was such a great idea to make that happen, to figure that out as far as, will your property support a septic system? Major important thing if you want to build a homestead on it, right? You have to be able to do these kind of things, and you have to be safe. I don't want people commenting in here, I'm just gonna, you know, dump my shit wherever I want to. No, I live out here. I use that water. You know, don't contaminate that water like that. That to me is just a giant no-no, and will seriously devalue any property as far as I'm concerned. So, do your research on that. I did not do that. I got very fortunate. I mean, I know I wasn't overly concerned with it because the old farmhouse that was on this, you know, half of this farm, the septic system was right out here. And the old leach field was right out here that was put in the 90s. So I knew that this was going to be good enough to support a leach field. So I wasn't overly concerned with it. But, yeah. It's definitely something you need to pay attention to, and you need to think about. And do it Arkansas Prepper's way. If they really want to sell you that piece of property, they'll pay for that Perc test to prove to you it's worth the price. And then you pay them back if it passes. If it doesn't pass, then you're not buying the property anyway. So that's just such a great idea. I love it when I got subscribers that are smarter than me. In fact, most of them are. That's what makes the channel so good. Alright. I need some lunch. I had me some grilled cheese. And, oh wow, I bought a bag of chips. Brought a bag of chips out with me, and I had a bag up there. I didn't realize it. I love my baked chips. Alright. What else is going on? Had a great live stream last night for my birthday. Yesterday was my birthday. Jesus Christ, I'm spitting everywhere. In case y'all didn't know, I'm now officially $68 years old. An age I never thought in my life. For 67 years, I never thought I would reach 68. And now that I've reached 68, I think I can go on forever now. So y'all are going to be real lucky and get to see a lot of me. Ooh, come on, babies. Yeah. Gotta keep turning it around. But yeah, at 68, there's no reason not to be chasing your dreams still, you know. It is just a number, like they say, but at 66, I still felt like I was, you know, in my 30s and acted like it. Well, now I still feel that way, and if I try to act that way, man, it's easy for me to overwork myself and overtax myself. I have to be more cognitive of my body's age, and it takes longer to recover from some of those things that I used to do just without a bit of problems, you know. But I'm happy I made 68. What the heck. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. Buying property. And Arkansas Prepper's idea on how to eliminate the worries about septics. Just such a brilliant plan. I had to mention that for him. If you got other ideas, put them in the comments. Remember to like, share, comment, ding the bell, do all of those kind of things. And I'm going to turn this off now, finish cooking my grilled cheese, have my lunch here. Like I said, it's raining. It's going to rain all day. Figured I may as well throw something up here for you guys. And tomorrow I'm going to run back into town. I got to go to Lowe's. I got more stuff to buy for the septic. And then come back out here, and Sunday we're going to go to work on it, hopefully. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow night for anybody that wants to come and hang out with us. I got some really smart people that hang out in that room. You Ask Questions, a great live stream because you ask questions, and those people that have knowledge will jump in there and help you out where I can't. So watch for that. Other than that, enjoy your Friday. Enjoy the weekend. I'll see y'all later. This is Joe in the kitchen here at the cabin at St. Bernard Acres. I'm out, folks.